All right, hopefully you've had some fun with CSS. Hopefully you've put in some color, you've moved maybe some things around, changed fonts, styles. Hopefully you've done more than I have. Hopefully you put in maybe some background color, done some other things to make the page look a little bit better than I have. Mine looks basic, but what we're going to do now is we're going to put images into the websites. And images are probably the most basic type of thing that goes into a website. I know most websites have text, but some are just basic images. And I don't know very many websites that don't have images in them. So we're going to put some images in. It's really easy to do, but there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. And I'm going to show you what to be aware of and what not to do first so that you see what happens if you don't do it appropriately or properly. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, I got my notepad here, and I open that up, and I'm going to go over to W3 Schools, and I'm going to go down to HTML, and I'm going to choose the Learn HTML5. Remember, there's not a whole lot of difference between the HTML HTML5, but I do want you to kind of get used to using the HTML5. There are a few differences that we'll talk about a little later on, but I'm going to choose HTML5. When that comes up, I'm going to go down with my HTML basic, and I'm going to go down until I see images, which is right there, and I'm going to click on it. Now there's two parts to an image, or an image tag, I'm sorry. There's the IMG tag, and then there's the SRC attribute. Lots of different things that you can do with this image tag, but we just want to put a picture in, so we're going to use this source attribute, or the SRC attribute. There's something else that we want to use too that I want to get you guys in the habit of using, and that's this alt attribute down here. And what this alt attribute does right down here is it comes after the IMGSRC equals attribute and tag, and the alt just defines what the picture is. So if something happens to your picture and it doesn't show up properly, it doesn't go all the way through, you did something wrong, it will still tell the person on the other end what it was a picture of, even if the picture doesn't show up. So it's a really good habit to get into. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up, and I'm going to come down, and in my body tag, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to hit enter a few times just so it comes up here. And inside my body tag, underneath my P tag, I'm going to put my open bracket, IMG space SRC equals. I get that right here. Now it says what you put in is, let me go back up here, and it says what you put in is the URL. And what they mean by that is the URL is the name of the picture and where the picture is located. Now those are the two things that I want you to be very careful of and not do incorrectly, because if you do one of them incorrectly, the picture is not going to show up. Obviously, if you do both of them incorrectly, that's not good either. So I'm going to show you what not to do. Okay. First, we need to go get a picture. So I'm going to minimize, and I'm going to come over here, and I just happen to have a picture called Soccer Girls right here, and I'm going to put in Soccer Girls. So Soccer Girls, then I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to put a space, and I'm going to put my alt tag, and my alt equals, and I'm going to put my quotation marks, and I'm just going to put girls playing soccer. Okay, and then I'm going to end my tag right there, and then my bracket right there. And now, if I go to File and Save, and I pull up the website right there, and I hit refresh, okay, you'll notice that the image doesn't work. It's got a red X, but the alt tag did work. So this is what it's going to look like. And maybe you guys have seen this before on other websites that you visited where the picture's not working, but it still tells you, even when I mouse over, it's telling you what the picture is about. That's pretty cool to have there just in case something doesn't work correctly. But let's get this figured out and get it to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my notepad again, and there's a couple things that I see that are wrong. The first thing that I see that's wrong is I don't have the correct title in, okay? Because this image right here isn't just called Soccer Girls. The image actually needs the file extension so the HTML can put the right picture and file extension in. If you don't know the file extension of an image, if you get it off the internet or it was taken a long time ago, most of them are probably going to be JPGs, and you can try it just in case. But if not, you can always right click on your image, go down to properties, and it should tell you right up here where it says type of file, it'll tell you it's a JPEG image, .jpg right there. Okay? So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put Soccer Girls, and I'm going to click right after it, I'm going to put .jpg. That's the name of my picture, and that's what you always need to put in. You always need to put in that file extension of every picture or image you put in, and if you don't, it's not going to work. So now I have that. Let's see if it works. I'm going to save it, come back here, and refresh, and it still doesn't work. And this is why. Remember what I said the URL was. It's the name and where it's located. Well, if you notice up here, my picture is located on the desktop of my laptop. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and if I open this up, now I've created a folder to put my notepad in or my HTML in. And you notice that my picture is outside of this folder. Remember what I said in class. Everything needs to be inside of the folder where your website or web page is. So what I need to do is I need to click on that picture and drag that picture into my folder and let go. And now when I go back here, oh, let me go back and save it. How about that? Oh, I got that. It should be saved. So now if I go back here and I refresh, now the picture is in there. Okay? The picture looks pretty big, and we'll do that next, but you've got the picture. And so remember, two very basic, simple, but very important things to remember. Make sure that all of your images are inside of the same folder that your website or web page is, and make sure you have the file extension on all your images. Good luck.